See, this is the another one of these Federal Reserve chairmen that does not mind telling you what's going on. He explicitly said, once again, we just print the money up. It's a loan. We gonna get the money regardless. Cause we gonna put our military. We gonna make sure we gonna knock your head in the dirt. Now I want you to talk about wage statistics. Now what this is the Social Security Administration every year October 15th, they publish exactly how much money everyone in America has made. And the wildest thing I noticed is how much people make in America and how they document all of this. Now I'm going to say something to you. Now I want you to just listen close. It says there's, based on the data in the table below, 67.3% of wage earners had a net compensation of less or equal to $46,000. By definition, 50% of wage earners had a net compensation of less than or median wage, which is estimated at $30,000. Now, I want you to understand something. There is 167 million workers in America. Half of them make less than $30,000. Now, say how they skew it, they also lump in billionaires. So I'm pretty sure the number is lower than that. But by them throwing in billionaires, it inflates it to 30,000. Now you ask yourself, how many people working right now can really actually afford to live? If you don't have access to a credit card, how do you function? Or payday cash advance that's situated on every community in the black neighborhoods and the poor Latino neighborhoods. What you will find is payday cash car title loans. What I noticed in the white communities, they don't have those names or titles. They have fancy names. Am Scott. So I live in the state of Florida. So we have Am Scott. And they're tucked in these little nice little business areas. And it's always in the little cul-de-sac inside the shopping center. There's what's called Am Scott. Ours in black communities and the Latino communities and the poor communities, it's a pawn shop, cash title, payday cash, title loan. See, that's the beauty of how they hoodwink you in America. That's why I always call it politics, economics, and the struggle to survive in America. I want you to understand something. Me being the direct descendant of a slave, we've never had anything in America. And the system how they based descendants of slaves, they've taken that science and they've applied it globally. So whether you are a direct descendant of a slave, you are not going to see what it feels like to be a descendant of a slave. Well, no matter which way no matter how much hard you try, these individuals have these roadblocks in front of you. Just imagine. They talk about all of this wealth. Donald Trump talking about trillions of dollars coming into the economy. Who is it going to? You had President Barack Obama bail out the banks. Who that money went to? They didn't write down people's mortgages. They didn't write off your student loan. They damn sure didn't discharge your student debt. I remember in 2004, Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden, along with George Bush, what did they do? They passed the Bankruptcy Act, a new bankruptcy law to make sure that you couldn't discharge medical debt. Just imagine that. And now my president of the United States, Donald Trump, is a guy who filed bankruptcy 6-7 times. He was able to get from all that. But the co-parties, the Republicans and Democrats, they jammed everybody. That's what they did. And they have the nerve to come in your community when it's time to be elected and tell you that they're here for you. So where's all this money going to? They have 5 individuals, they say. Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, these individuals have more money than half of the world's population. Just imagine that. 5 individuals. Now we have this new dude, Jeff Bezos. He's one of those top 5 people, worth $150 billion. A lot of people that work at Amazon, you know, those fulfillment centers, they make it between $9 to $13 an hour. Well, this man is worth $150 billion. You have the Walton family that's worth in excess of $175 to $180 billion. A lot of people at Walmart make minimum wage, part-time. Don't forget, Amazon employees are also part-time workers, 60-40 model. 60% part-time, 40% full-time. By another 10 years, it's probably going to be 80-20. We have to understand how the system is set up to deny all of us. And that's the beauty. That's what I love about living here in America. They're not hiding this information. They give it directly to you. But they know that you bogged down with all kind of stuff. We've been indoctrinated in a school system, that's specifically geared to make you think that you can attain and create and come through that Horatio algebra theory where you can pull yourself up by your bootstraps. We never had no bootstraps in America. We all in the same stew. There's a few of us. Yeah, some of us are doing okay. But the majority of the population ain't doing good. And they know it. That's how they win. They get you to believe in this theory. That's all it is an economic theory. There's no such thing as a free market. There's never been a free market. America's always been an isolation society. Every economy that came up were all isolationists. And then they became imperial. That's the only way you can grow. You have to be isolationist. No such animal as free market. That's what they tell poor people. It's free market. So when they're cutting taxes on the rich, they're raising it on you through a sales tax. They're raising it up on you through selling those products that you purchase in all these stores. They jack the price up. Then they come back and they tell you, no matter what continent you're on, they all come tell you, especially Europe and America, and North America, hey, it's these foreigners that's taking your job. It's these foreigners that's dumping these products. They never tell you because they know you've been indoctrinated in their system that you're not going to just go and read exactly who own those companies in those foreign countries. And 9 times out of 10, it's either an English company, or a British company, or an American company. That's all. And they know you to, I'm not going to call you any names. They know you don't have the wherewithal or the critical thinking inside of yourself to go and question, well, wait a minute. Where are they getting these? Who owns this? Like in Walmart, all those products are made in China. In China. The Apple phones, which I spoke about in the last episode, is made in China, Guangdong, China, where these individuals are jumping off of the building, was committing suicide, and Apple had to put a net around the building because people was committing suicide. I mean, we have to wake up. Now what I'm going to talk about? I'm talking about the LIBOR scandal. And this is another one of those games that they run on American people. Now, the LIBOR is the London Interbank Exchange. And that's where all interest rates come from in America. See, even here in America, this is what I mean. They make you think that it's our government. Our government is taking orders from the same people they allegedly fought a war against to gain their sovereignty. But I said earlier, the Queen of England owns 6.6 billion acres of land. Did you understand what I said? There's only 1.3 to 1.4 billion acres of land on this continent, this landmass called North America, the 49 states that's on this continent. Only 1.3 to 1.7 billion acres. This lady owns 6.6 billion acres of land. Globally, 6.6 billion acres. Now, I want you to listen to this. LIBOR is the London Interbank Offer Rate. It's supposed to reflect the average interest rate of which banks are willing to loan funds to each other. Now, I want you to understand something. They meet up every Tuesday to determine the interest rate on your credit card, your student loans, your car title, your mortgage. How much they gonna charge you? Now, if America is supposed to be a sovereign land, why is the city of London telling this sovereign country how to set their interest rates? Now just think about that. But America is sovereign. And just imagine, it's 16 banks. JP Morgan is one of them. Citibank is one of them. Now, how are you going to fix that? You talk about London, it's a tiny little island. It's a tiny little island. But wields so much power globally. The United States makes up less than 4.5% of the world's population. Ask yourself, how is a nation that's so small able to control and manipulate the planet? Because they set up everyone's economies through conquest. That's what they did. After the fall of the so-called British Empire, the United States came right in with the Bretton Woods system. And then when the United States collapsed from the Vietnam War and they couldn't pay their debts off and their gold, they defaulted. And ever since 1971, the United States has been printing money into infinity because they have nuclear weapons. They've been able to educate 9 times out of 10, whatever country you in, they educated your economic ministers or your finance ministers. Why do you think they always had these summits, the G20, the G8? You ever looked at the picture of the people that's in the G20? I'm going to show you. What you think about this picture? Look at those faces. Does that look like the world? This is the beauty and the power of white supremacy. They make you think that you can do it because they have control of the entire global systems, infrastructure, economic infrastructure. And they pit us all against one another. You think when I say white supremacy, I'm talking about just white people. Because it's people that look like me that are white supremacists. Because we are regurgitating and consuming their mythology. I'm going to say it again. There never was a free market on this planet. These people create money out of thin air. Every country on this planet should be sovereign, should be able to control their own monetary system. I traveled to Jamaica. Whose face is on the money? Yeah, they do a few faces that look like me on it. But then where did this currency come from? England. You go to the Bahamas, it's the same thing. You go to the Virgin Islands, it's the same thing. You go out through Latin America, what's the largest currency that's circulating through them? The greenback, the US dollar. Why does Saudi Arabia have to peg its currency and sell its oil in US dollars? Why? Ask Saddam Hussein. Ask Muammar Gaddafi. What happens when you don't want to peg your currency to the greenback? I mean, that's the beautiful thing about America. They don't hide this. Stay tuned for the next episode of Politics, Economics, and the Struggle to Survive in America. I'm your host. My name is Jerrald President. You can reach me at www.jerraldpresident.info. That's my website I've been running for some years now. You can reach me up on Facebook at Jerrald President. Check out my YouTube channel, Jerrald President. And we have to be honest about ourselves and to our children. Stop paying attention to football games and the NFL and this NBA and NASCAR and golf and hockey. Stop paying attention to who owns what. And when Americans realize that the Queen of England still owns the United States of America, can you imagine what would that do for people? Why do people start realizing that our money is created out of thin air? It's not a myth. The only myth is that this debt that they put on us. They can wipe out everybody's debt like that. I've been talking like this for some years. And it seems to me that people are starting to get a grasp of it. The reason why nothing changes is because they have us discombobulated. I'm not here trying to make you become some anarchist. No, because those are fake words that they like to throw up. I have no affiliation with any political party. But what I do have an affiliation with is the truth and the beautiful thing about living here in America. Right now, the First Amendment is under attack, but it's always been under attack. And when you're talking to somebody, you're looking at someone like me, my people, black people, descendants of slaves, we never had access to the First Amendment. My parents went to segregated schools. My granddaddy went to segregated schools. All my people worked in the fields. Me and my brothers worked in the fields. So I know what that system was like. But I do understand where the rest of everyone is at right now. We've all been captured. That system has all of us captured. The system of white supremacy. And you can dress it up any kind of way you want to. You can call it capitalism. You can call it fascism. You call it democracy. You can call it republic. These are all just words. Peel back the layers of this onion. Pay attention to the Bank of International Settlements. Pay attention to the City of London. Pay attention to the Vatican and the Black Pope. It's a reason why these individuals control the system. Because they have all of us discombobulated and believing in the mythology. I'm going to say it again. There's never been no such animal called free markets. There's no such animal as capitalism. There's no such animal. Again, peace. My name is Jerrald President, and I'll talk to you on the next episode. Enjoy your day. And please, if you like it, please share with your friends. Pass it along to all your buddies. And please visit my website, jerraldpresident.info. All this information is right there. All you have to do is click the link. It is going to send you directly to the repositories of information, the Federal Reserve, the Bank of International Settlements. They don't hide it from you. Deuces.